Hello, my dear students. Myself, Vidya Raikar, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, working in Government First Grade College, Dharwad. I welcome you all for today's lecture on tracing of curves. As per a KUD syllabus, so this is the last unit in the paper 1. We shall see, given any curve, how can one trace the curve? So for a tracing of a curve, one must remember some rules. So the curve may be given in the form of a Cartesian or a polar form. So every student must know. So these points which I am going to explain one by one. So just see the symmetry of the curves. So how it is, whether it is symmetric about the x-axis or y-axis, or it is symmetric about the axis y is equal to x. Suppose in a given curve, if it involves even and only even powers of x, then the curve will be symmetric about the y-axis. Remember, if there is a even powers of x, the curve will be symmetric about the y-axis. If it contains the only even powers of y, then the curve will be symmetric about the x-axis. So just see this equation. For example, this parabola x square is equal to 4ay. So this is, it has the even powers of x square. Therefore, so this curve parabola is symmetric about the y-axis. And if you consider this circle x square plus y square is equal to a square, as it contains the even powers of x as well as the even powers of y. So therefore this circle is symmetric about the both x and y axis. So just check this example. Ellipse. The equation of the ellipse, it contains both x square and y square. So this is a symmetric about both x and y axis. If you take, for example, the parabola y square is equal to 4ax. So see here y square. So it contains the even powers of y. Therefore it is a symmetrical about the x axis. The most important is the, so just when the given curve, see the symmetry of the curve. If x is changed to, in a curve, x is changed to minus x and y is changed to minus y, even after changing x to minus x and y to minus y, the curve remains unchanged, then the curve will be symmetric in the opposite quadrant. So that is xy is equal to x square is the equation of the hyperbola, which refer to asymptotes as axis, which is symmetrical in first and third quadrant. If x is changed into y, y into x, then the equation of the curves remains unchanged. Then curve will be symmetrical about the line y is equal to x. When you change x to y and y to x, then if the given curve remains unchanged, then the curve will be symmetric about the y is equal to x. And y is equal to x, it is nothing but it is a straight line passing through origin and which makes an angle 45 degree with the positive direction of x axis. So just note this. To solve the equation of the curve with the line y is equal to x and find the point of intersection. For example, this one, this is symmetrical about y is equal to x. So how to check whether it is symmetrical about y is equal to x? If you change x to y and y to x, the curve will not change. See, put x is equal to y and y is equal to x. Here also x is equal to y and y is equal to x. The curve remains unchanged. That means, so this curve will be symmetrical about the y axis. Next, we shall see, find the points where the curve cuts the axis, which are obtained as follows. How to find the curve? most important. So which axis does the given curve cuts? Put y is equal to 0 in the given equation and solve for x. So thus one can find the points where the curve cuts the x-axis, because we all know on the y-axis x coordinate are 0 and on the x-axis y coordinate will be 0. So see this example, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, which is the equation of the ellipse. Put y is equal to 0. What happens if you put y is equal to 0? X square by a square is equal to 1, which implies x square is equal to a square. X square is equal to a square implies x is equal to a or x is equal to minus a. Hence, the ellipse cuts the x-axis in the point we got x is equal to a, x is equal to minus a. That means coordinates on the x-axis are a comma 0 and minus a comma 0. Similarly, to find the point where this ellipse cuts on the y-axis, x will be is equal to 0. So substitute x is equal to 0. When you put x is equal to 0 here, so this terms become 0. Y square by b square is equal to 1, which implies y square is equal to b square. Either y is equal to b or y is equal to minus b. So therefore, any point where the ellipse cuts the y-axis, so that point can be taken as x will be 0, corresponding value of y will be b, and for x is equal to 0, one more point is minus b. 0b and 0 minus b are. So these are the two coordinates where the ellipse cuts on the y-axis, and a comma 0 and minus a comma 0 are the 2 points where the ellipse cuts the x-axis. If you see one more example, y square is equal to 4x. So which is the equation of a parabola? Put x is equal to 0. What happens if x is equal to 0? Y square is equal to 0 implies y is equal to 0. That is, when we put y is equal to 0, we get x is equal to 0. Therefore, the point where the curve cuts, one point will be the 0, 0. That is nothing but it is 0, 0 on the xy axis. The origin is the vertex. And the one more way for detecting whether the origin lies on the curve or not. That means equation does not contain any constant term. Just as y square is equal to 4x contains no constant term, hence it passes through the origin. If you see this x square plus y square is equal to a square, it contains the constant term a square, hence it may not pass through, it does not pass through the origin. Here, so this one y square is equal to 4x, even this is constant, no constant term actually. So this is 4x one term and y square both contains the variables. Purely there is no constant terms like this a square. So this must pass through the origin, whereas the circle we know this does not pass through the origin. Third point to remember while tracing the curves is about the finding the tangents. How to find the tangents at those points. So first find the points where this curve cuts. So next step is to how to find the tangents at those points. Tangents at origin. So in this case, origin is a point on the curve, then the tangents at origin are obtained by equating the lowest degree terms occurring in the equation of the curve. To find the tangents at the origin, so just listen once again. To find the tangents at origin, as you have seen, for a curve y square is equal to 4x, it passes through the origin, that is the vertex. Then to find the tangents at the origin to this curve, what we have to do? We have to equate the lowest degree term occurring in it. Which is the lowest degree term here? 4x is the lowest degree term. If you equate this to 0, it implies x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, it is nothing but our y-axis itself. Therefore, for the curve y square is equal to 4ax, what happens? X is equal to 0, that means y-axis will be the tangent to the parabola at the origin. If you consider this equation, a square y square is equal to a square x square minus x raised to 4. As it does not contains a constant term, means it does not pass through the origin. It does not pass through the origin. And the lowest degree term, so which are the lowest degree terms? One is, so this is the highest degree term, x power 4, a square x square and a square y square. So just bring these one side, a square y square minus a square x square is equal to minus x raised to 4. A square y square minus a square x square, equate this to 0. That implies, so take a square common, a square into bracket y square minus x square is equal to 0, or y square is equal to x square, which implies y is equal to plus x or minus x. What happens? Y is equal to plus x. It is a straight line passing through the origin, which makes 45 degree with the x-axis, and y is equal to minus x is again in the opposite direction, which makes a 135 degree with the x-axis. So like this. So this is the y is equal to x, which makes 45 degree, and y is equal to minus x. This is again a straight line passing through this origin, which makes total here from here to here 135 degree. So consider this example, x cube plus y cube is equal to 3axy. So whether it passed through the origin, we have to check this, and to find the tangents, we have already seen that this passes through the origin. Now the lowest degree term, which is the lowest degree term? It cannot be x cube and y cube. Lowest degree term is again a 3axy. If you equate 3axy to 0, we get x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. That means the tangents at origin, it will touch the axis at the origin. That is, both the axes, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, it forms the tangent to this curve. Again, so see one more example here, y square into bracket a plus x, x square into bracket 3a minus x. Clearly it passes through the origin. Put x is equal to 0, what happens? Obviously you will get y is equal to 0, and y is equal to 0. This implies that it passes through the origin. And the lowest degree terms brought on one side, what happens? Expand this, it is ay square plus xy square 3ax square, and this is, so just reject x cube, and here y square into x will be the third degree expression. The lowest degree terms are ay square and 3ax square. So if you equate this to 0, we get y square minus 3x square is equal to 0. That implies y is equal to plus or minus root 3x. These will be the tangents to this curve at the origin. So here these are all the examples to find the tangents at the origin. Suppose we need to find the tangents at the points which are not the origin. Suppose there are lines, so there are a point h and k on the curve other than the origin. Then in order to find the tangent at this h and k, suppose the curve cuts the x-axis and y-axis. Suppose these are the other than the origin. To find the tangent at such point, we have to find the value of dy by dx from the given equation. Given any equation, find the derivative, differentiate the given equation with respect to x, and find the value of that at h is equal to k, which gives us the slope of the tangent. The equation of tangent will be a line passing through h and k and with the above slope. So this is already equation of a straight line with the slope m and point x1 y1. You need to write that equation. Now consider this example, x cube plus y cube is equal to 3axy. So already this passes through the origin. Are there any other point? Again it also passes through. What happens? 3a by 2 and 3a by 2. X is equal to 0. What happens? Y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0. So one point is the origin. And as it passes through the 3a by 2, 3a by 2. Now to find the tangent at this point, differentiate this with respect to x. X cube derivative 3ax square, 3y square into dy by dx is equal to 3a y into derivative of x 1 plus x into dy by dx. So when you solve this equation for dy by dx, we get ay minus x square divided by y square minus ax, and on substituting its value 3a by 2, 3a by 2, which gives dy by dx is equal to minus 1, and hence the slope of the tangent at this is minus 1. That means it makes a angle of 135 degree. Next, one more important point is the finding the asymptote. The asymptotes parallel to x-axis, it may be obtained by equating the coefficients of highest degree terms in x, provided it is not a constant. Highest degree terms in x. Remember, while finding the tangent, how to equate the lowest degree terms to 0, and for finding the asymptotes which are parallel to the both x-axis and y-axis. Asymptotes parallel to x-axis, it may be obtained by equating the coefficient of highest degree terms in x. If it is not a constant, highest degree terms in x to be 0 to get the asymptotes which are parallel to x-axis. On the other hand, asymptote parallel to y-axis, so these can be obtained by equating the coefficient of highest degree terms in y to 0, provided again it is not a constant. Next, region. So region where the curve lies. Suppose for some, means in which region, where whether it is increasing or decreasing, we need to find that. Suppose for some value of x which is greater than some quantity, say a, the corresponding value of y come out to be imaginary, then no part of the curve will lie beyond the x is equal to a. Suppose at x is equal to a, we'll get the curve. So beyond the point x is equal to a, if y is a imaginary, for x is equal to a, you will get some point, corresponding point of y. If you put x greater than a, suppose this y turns out to be imaginary, then the curve cannot lie beyond this line. Similarly, for some value of a which are greater than some quantity b, suppose y is equal to b, the curve lies up to y is equal to b. If you take a point y greater than b, and if you find x to be a imaginary, then no part of the curve lie beyond y is equal to b. If you consider this example, if x is greater than 2a, if x is greater than 2a, so what happens? 2a minus x, this will be negative. Put x is equal to 2a, what you will get? X is equal to 2a, y into 0, x is equal to 0. If x is greater than this 2a, then y square what happens? If this becomes negative, that means y square is equal to x cube divided by 2a minus x. Put x value greater than 2a, this right hand part will turn out to be negative. Y square is negative terms, so square root of, that is y will be a, square root of negative term will be a imaginary. Therefore, for values of x which are greater than 2a, there is no part of this curve lies beyond this value. Again, if x is negative, that is 2a minus x is positive, but x cube becomes negative and therefore y square will be negative. So this is what I have told. And so just note this, the existence of the loop, it is generally found out by this only. Thank you, students. In the next lecture, we shall see some more examples on how to trace the curves. So remember all these important points and make a note.